So, a very good morning from a very sunny London for once, which is always quite a rarity. It's actually certainly this spring anyway. So yeah, you join me on what is my 23rd birthday, and I decided what would be a better way to spend the day than at Heathrow. And actually I've got a little treat tomorrow where we're going to be flying on a Lufthansa 747. But obviously that's going to be going from Frankfurt, so we need to get to Frankfurt first. Hence why we're here today at Heathrow, to get ourselves to Frankfurt so we can catch that flight. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a busy 24 hours in terms of flying, but should be an exciting trip. Yeah, let's go and get checked in and get on our way. So, departures, Terminal 5. It's actually quite busy in here today, and I would expect this is probably due to the school holidays being sort of around the end of May. So, yeah, the check-in queues are quite busy, but fast-track security was pretty seamless, and it only took me about 5 minutes to get through. Right, that's through security then. I just had my usual airport ritual where I have to go to spray myself with a load of aftershave afterwards. I always like to smell nice when I'm travelling for some reason. So yeah, just going to go and try and find my way to a lounge now. I have actually got a friend I'm going to meet here who has a gold card who can get me into the gallery's first lounge, so it's a little birthday treat for me. But we just need to go and find them. The gallery's first lounge is a pretty nice place to hang about, and the food offering you're going to find here it will be a step above what you'll find in the club lounge, including some hot meal options. So this was kind of a changeover between the breakfast and lunch service, and as you can see I opted for a chicken tikka masala to accompany my celebratory champagne for my birthday, and it was pretty delicious. One minor criticism of the lounge is the charging facilities, and that is one thing that I did find a little bit patchy during my time in the F lounge. But yeah, relatively minor inconvenience to be honest, but I do think it is something that BA probably do need to improve. Shortly after I recharged my phone, it was off to the gate, which was in this case gate A6, which is at the north end of Terminal 5. So it's a bit of a walk from the F lounge, but you can probably do it in about 5 to 10 minutes. After a slight delay to boarding, we were on our way, and we were actually the last couple of people to board. So our chariot to Frankfurt today is an Airbus A320, most specifically Echo Uniform Delta, which is actually one of the older A320s in BA's fleet, actually being 21 years old as of this video, delivered to BA in 2002.
I'll get back to the once we're in the air. In the meantime, please do pay attention to the signal when it's on, and I'll leave you in the given arms on
So a slight delay to us getting moving, but we did push back, and it's a very short taxi to runway 9 right today for us for departure to Frankfurt. probably one of the sunnier takeoffs that I've recorded, and one of the benefits of taking off towards the east is that we fly directly over London. And for those of you who are rugby fans, this is Twickenham Stadium, so the home of England rugby. Slightly cloudier as we get towards the city, but some still pretty impressive views, and you don't get to see this every day. As we continued to fly over London, the onboard service began, and we started off with a drinks round, so I decided to have some champagne, and we get the concept of afternoon tea provided by British Airways. So you get a couple of sandwiches, which I don't actually know what is in them, apart from seeing some salmon on the top of them, so if anybody knows in the comments, just let us know. And a scone, or scone, or however the correct way to pronounce it is. Apologies to my Cornish friends, but I like to have the cream on first and then the jam. It just seems more logical, and it was delicious. Okay, so as we fly over the River Marne, just reflecting on this flight, yeah, it was pretty good, standard BA Club Europe service. I mean, nothing particularly memorable about it, but it was enjoyable nonetheless, and a good birthday treat.
And the local time is 1 hour ahead of London. It's just approaching 6:05 in the UK. Please do remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the aircraft has come to a full and final.
We very promptly pulled up alongside this Japan Airlines 787, and that was us in Frankfurt. Very smooth arrivals process overall, and we were landside very quickly to go and meet our other friends and go and have some celebratory birthday drinks. I'll see you tomorrow. Ooh. I haven't done an early morning in a while, I'll give you that. Ooh. Give you that. My earlier morning walk took me to Terminal 2, but Lufthansa actually flies from Terminal 1, so I needed to catch the intra-terminal bus. These run pretty frequently, and they're only about 5 to 10 minutes drive over to Terminal 1, so it was pretty quick and seamless, and it's free. The check-in area at Terminal 1 is quite a pleasant place actually. There's plenty of space, it's open and airy, and it was a good place to hang out for a couple of minutes while one of my friends checked their bag in, and yeah, just have a look at this departure board. I mean, look at how retro that is. Right, through security, airport ritual done, off to the gate. Wave. Hello. And that is our chariot for today. I never thought I'd be flying one of these again. After our photos were taken, we decided to have a little sit down and wait for the plane. Obviously I don't have any lounge access with the Star Alliance, so it's just the usual sit in the gate area and wait. And it was a nice bottle of Volvic I had to treat myself with, which cost me €4.35, which is about £3.79. Right, it's the moment.
This way.
Oh, there. Sorry. I was trying to cheat then. After you.
Thank you. Hello.
So a little prowess through the premium economy cabin as we go to the back of the plane, and I'm in seat 33H, which is it's classed as an emergency exit row. Yeah, as you'll notice, I'm actually in the aisle today rather than my usual window seat, as there weren't any window seats available. So I paid the €12 fee because I'm too awkward to sit in the middle, and yeah, this was the best I could do. But it still made for a very tolerable flight, as I'm sure you will see. The IFE screens were working on the flight, and the big reveal is that we are going to Hamburg, so this is actually a domestic flight.
There's long-haul aircraft within Germany to Hamburg. We are ready. Expect today a flight time of around about 50 minutes.
Eigentlich verpflichtet, den Leuchtzeichen, Hinweisschildern und Anweisungen der Crew Folge zu leisten.
To unfasten your seatbelt, simply pull up the flap. As turbulence can occur.
Right, so this is where I'm going to have to apologise for not getting a window seat and me having to improvise a view of the takeoff by using the IFE system. So as we can see, we're going to be taking off on runway 7 centre, which is like the middle runway at Frankfurt. And you can see me sort of panicking here, trying to get the view as best as I could, but hopefully you'll still be able to hear the engines spool up. So glad to be in a 747 toilet again. Like, it just feels like a blur, doesn't it? Like, it's just so surreal to be on a 747-400 once again. Flew on one of these to New York about 3.5 years ago, and I thought that was the last time I'd ever get one of these. So yeah, seeing this live again, pretty awesome. Sadly I didn't get a window seat, but just the experience of being on this flight is, yeah, amazing. It's good to be on one of these. So, yep, I'm just going to go back to my seat in a minute and have some bottle of water and see what the Lufthansa hospitality is like in economy. Oh. That was worth 3 a.m. start this morning. Okay, let's go back to my seat. On these flights, you're going to get one of two kinds of people: aviation enthusiasts and people that have to be on the flight. Obviously, there's lots of other people flying around with GoPros and people probably trying to take pictures left, right and centre. But we did manage to negotiate with the crew here to let us actually just take a little sneaky pic of the empty cabin there. But I can understand why they probably wanted to keep it empty, so we couldn't really go looking around too far in there. Of course, goes without saying, We had a lot of fun on this flight, and I was really glad to be flying on a 747 again. So even taking some pictures out the window here of the wing while we're in flight is still pretty cool, I think. Now, I was actually in the toilet when the onboard service was being delivered, but Lufthansa does offer a complimentary bottle of water in economy class on its short-haul flights within Europe. Well, I think we all know what that sound means. The flight is almost over, it's back to our seats, as we're going to be landing into Hamburg very shortly.
So, jetzt geht's wirklich im Steindeckflug Richtung Hamburg und Landeflugzeit maximal 15 Minuten.
Even the hydraulic sounds we can hear, they just don't sound the same on newer planes, I think. Thank you so much. To greet us on arrival in Hamburg, we were handed some Lufthansa branded chocolate. I am wondering whether this was actually missed from the onboard service, but nonetheless it was a very pleasant snack to have and gave me a much needed energy boost after the morning I had. Right, so that's 747 flight done, sadly. And post-arrival, we thought we'd go and get some post-arrival shots of our aircraft. I do apologise for my slightly amateurist photography skills, but hopefully this will suffice. Right, so we have a seating area, which is okay, I guess, and I needed to go and get a coffee, so we have that, and we're just waiting for our onward flight onwards to Gatwick in a couple of hours' time. We have a massage area in front of us, which was quite interesting to watch, though I did not take advantage of that service, but it was there, and it seemed pretty reasonably priced too, actually. After that I needed a walk, so I went to have a little stroll around the duty-free, and yeah, I mean the chocolate seemed a little bit pricey, but I think some of the spirits seemed quite well priced, though I didn't take any advantage of the offers there. But it's a good way to kill the time if you don't have access to a lounge, as I would normally do. I mean, Hamburg Airport's not the worst place where I've spent a few hours in the afternoon, though it would have been nice to have actually gone into town, and we probably would have done had we had a little bit more time that day, but return flights the following day were actually really expensive, so we kind of had to make do with the options we had available to us. And there wasn't too much of a wait, and we were due to board our easyJet flight, and as you can see, it's the kind of budget carrier's approach of just standing in the gate area and wait until boarding is called. I was too much of a cheapskate to pay for speedy boarding, but it didn't actually take that long, and boarding for easyJet is actually pretty efficient, to be fair, and we were on the plane in no time at all. Hello.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
On the other side.
to everybody that has just joined us. A very good afternoon and warm welcome on board this easyJet flight shortly departing to London Gatwick. To help us get away on time, please take your
17A.
allocated seats printed on your boarding pass. Also,
after a very quick taxi and takeoff, I actually went to sleep and I slept for most of the flight back to Gatwick. I do believe an onboard service was offered and whatnot, but again, I was asleep, so I missed it all. What I did capture on my way back into Gatwick was this fantastic view of Dunsfold Aerodrome in Surrey, and this is actually where one of BA's last 747s, in particular the Landor liveried one, is actually based now, and I did actually get to go on board this a couple of years ago. Flight number 3 done. So, plane onto the bridge, so we're just walking over to immigration now, and yeah, I just wanted to say a huge thanks for joining me on this trip. So it was a lot of fun, good birthday treat, and yeah, it was perfect birthday for me anyway. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next video, and take care. Bye for now.